Hello everybody, welcome to Flame Fed Homestead. Today we're making pulled pork on the smoker, so let's get started. Okay, so we've got our meat already out of the package and onto the cutting board. We're getting ready to start prepping the seasonings that are going to go on here. I like to use a mustard binder, which helps the seasoning stick to the meat throughout the cooking process. We're going to marinate the meat. So we get our mustard binder, slather that all over the meat. That's going to help the rub stick and create that nice bark that we're looking for. Once you get that rubbed all over. And today we're using Sucklebuster's salt, pepper, garlic. It has a nice neutral garlicky salt flavor. Get that sprinkled all over here. And I like to mix my flavor profiles a little bit, so we're also going to use some Pig's Ass Memphis style barbecue seasoning. I know this is one that my daughters have requested multiple times. You can get that seasoned all over on here. Get it flipped over and we can do the back side. This is a boneless pork butt. The bone has been removed, so there's a lot of nooks and crannies to really hold all the flavors inside and around the meat. All right. Get that seasoning on there. A little salt, pepper, garlic to go with it. There's a lot of volume of meat here, so it really helps to not be shy with the seasonings. Okay. Do a little bit more. Go back over to the top side one more time. Okay. From here, we're ready to get the grill fired up and put the meat on. All right, as you can see here, we have our recteq Bullseye 380 grill set to 225 degrees. It's already preheated. This particular grill does not have a grease tray that separates the grease from the fire pot. So to save on some cleanup, I went ahead and added a foil pan underneath where the grates will be, and that should help catch the grease and save on some cleanup later. I'm trying something different today. I've seen the foil pan underneath, and just to try something different, I went ahead and put a little water in the grease tray, and I'm hoping that will help seal in some of the moisture to the meat and create a better cooking environment. So we'll go ahead and put the grates on. And from here, we're ready to put on the meat. Go ahead and close this up, and we'll check back on that in a few hours. Okay, checking back in. We're about 3 hours into the cook. Starting to get that nice bark built up here. We're gonna let it go for a few more hours and then we'll check temperature. We're looking for around 160 internal temperature before we wrap. And then we'll pull it off around 200 to 205. Okay, well, as things tend to happen around here, lost track of time a little bit with the yard work, so we didn't end up wrapping, and that's okay. You might be able to tell from the wind and the rain that's in the background here. We're trying to finish this up before the rain. The pork should be done. It's been on for about 7 hours, and so we're going to pull it off and let it rest before we pull it. It's wrapped up nice and tight. We'll let it rest for about 20 minutes and pull it. Okay, we've had some time for the pork to rest. The rain has moved on its merry way, so let's unwrap it and see how we did. Initial assessment, bark looks very good, nice and dark. We'll start shredding. So this ended up a little bit on the tougher side compared to what I usually prefer. So I think what we're going to try to do to save it is take it inside and put it back into the oven to try and break down those tissues a little bit more. So what's the final verdict, you might ask? Well, it came out in pretty good sized chunks after baking in the oven at 350 for about another hour. The tenderness came out just a little bit chewier than I would like, but overall it was very delicious. My daughter, my 6-year-old daughter, enjoyed it very much, asked for seconds, which is a uncommon occurrence in our house. And I think overall next time I would probably make more of an effort to wrap it with some kind of a moisture to really force in that flavor and help break down the tissues to get a better bite. That concludes our cook for the pulled pork and our maiden video. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.